Hello, my dear friend. I'm Dr. Bruce Lipton, and tonight I want to share something with you that might change everything you think you know about the power of words, consciousness, and transformation. You've arrived at this moment not by accident, but by design. Your soul has been calling you here to this sacred space to receive something that has been waiting for you. There's something profoundly mystical about the act of writing, something our ancestors understood, but modern science is only now beginning to rediscover. When you put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard, you're not just forming letters and words. You're engaging in an act of creation that reaches into the very fabric of reality itself. You see, written words carry a frequency, a vibrational signature that extends far beyond the physical symbols you create. Every letter, every curve, every intention behind your writing becomes part of the quantum field that surrounds us all. This isn't poetry or metaphor. This is measurable, observable science meeting the deepest wisdom traditions of our species. Tonight, I'm going to guide you through an understanding that will forever change how you see the simple act of writing a comment, making a list, or even jotting down a thought. Because when you understand the true power of written intention, especially when combined with the transformative state of sleep, you gain access to a technology for change that most people never realize they possess. Your subconscious mind, that vast repository of patterns, beliefs, and programs that run your life, has been waiting for this moment. It has been waiting for you to understand that words are not just communication tools. They are programming languages for consciousness itself. And when you write with intention, especially when you're about to surrender to sleep, you're essentially updating the software of your soul. Think about the last time you wrote something meaningful. Really wrote it, with intention and feeling. Perhaps it was a love letter, a journal entry during a difficult time, or even a simple note of gratitude. Do you remember how it felt different from typing a quick text message or speaking the words aloud? That difference you felt was real. It was the activation of ancient circuits in your consciousness, pathways that connect your individual awareness to the collective field of all possibility. The hand that writes is connected to the heart that feels, which is connected to the mind that believes, which is connected to the quantum field that responds. This isn't separate systems working independently. This is one unified field of consciousness, expressing itself through the sacred act of written creation. When you write tonight, when you participate in this grand experiment of transformation, you're not just leaving a comment or making a note. You're placing your signature in the fabric of reality itself. You're saying to the universe, I am ready for change. I am open to receiving something new. I trust in the process of transformation. But there's more to this than just the act of writing. The medium matters too. When you write a comment on a video like this, you're not just expressing yourself privately. You're joining a collective, a community of souls who have all gathered here with the same intention: transformation. Your written words become part of a larger tapestry, a morphic field of change that amplifies and supports every individual's journey. This is why ancient traditions often involved writing sacred texts, copying scriptures, or inscribing prayers. They understood intuitively what quantum physics now confirms, that the act of writing, especially writing with sacred intention, creates ripples in the field of consciousness that extend far beyond the writer. Your comment tonight will become part of something larger than yourself. It will join the comments of thousands of other souls who have come here seeking change, seeking transformation, seeking a new way of being. Together, these written intentions create a powerful vortex of possibility, a beacon in the quantum field that draws to it the very changes we're all seeking. As you prepare to sleep tonight, as you surrender control and allow the deeper processes of transformation to begin, remember that you have already set the stage. Through the simple act of writing, you have announced your intention to the universe. You have opened the sacred gateway that allows new possibilities to flow into your life. As you settle deeper into this understanding, I want you to recognize something extraordinary that's happening right now. In this very moment, your body, every cell, every molecule, every strand of DNA, is listening, not just to my words, but to the intention you've set through your written comment. This isn't metaphorical listening. This is biological, measurable, real. For over 3 decades, I've studied the remarkable ways that our beliefs, our thoughts, and our intentions directly influence our cellular biology. What I discovered revolutionized my understanding of life itself. Your cells are not just passive recipients of genetic programming. They are active participants in the creation of your reality, constantly responding to the signals you send through your consciousness. When you wrote your comment tonight, something magnificent occurred at the cellular level. The very act of forming those words with intention sent cascades of neurochemicals through your system. Your neurons fired in new patterns. Your heart rhythm began to shift into coherence. Your cellular membrane receptors started preparing to receive new information. This is the science of epigenetics in action, the study of how environmental signals, including the signals from your own consciousness, can actually change which genes are expressed in your body. Your written intention tonight became an environmental signal that your cells are now responding to with remarkable intelligence. Think about this for a moment. The same cells that have been running old programs, old patterns, old limitations, are now receiving new instructions. Through the simple act of writing your intention and preparing for sleep, you have literally begun to reprogram your biology from the inside out. But here's what makes this even more powerful. Your cells have memory. Not just genetic memory, but experiential memory. They remember every moment of joy, every instance of love, every time you felt truly alive and connected to your purpose. And they also remember the wounds, the fears, the beliefs that have kept you small. Tonight, as you sleep, this cellular memory system becomes incredibly active. During sleep, your conscious mind steps aside, and your cells begin a process of repair, renewal, and reprogramming that is nothing short of miraculous. They sort through experiences, consolidate learning, and most importantly, they become incredibly receptive to new programming. This is why the tradition of bedtime prayers exists across cultures. This is why journaling before sleep has such transformative power. This is why the act of writing your intention just before surrendering to rest creates such profound change. You are literally giving your cellular intelligence new instructions to work with while you sleep. Your DNA is not a fixed blueprint as we once believed. It's a dynamic, responsive system that's constantly reading the environment, including the environment of your own consciousness, and adjusting accordingly. The genes that express for health, creativity, joy, and abundance are all within you right now. They're simply waiting for the right signals to activate. The comment you wrote tonight sent those signals. The intention you set activated genetic potentials that may have been dormant for years, perhaps lifetimes. Your cellular intelligence is now beginning the process of bringing online capacities and possibilities that align with your deepest desires for change and growth. As you breathe right now, feel into this truth. Your heart is beating with a new rhythm of possibility. Your nervous system is recalibrating to support new patterns of thinking and feeling. Your endocrine system is beginning to secrete different combinations of hormones and neurotransmitters that will support the person you're becoming. This isn't something that will happen tomorrow or next week. This is happening now in real time, as you listen to these words and prepare for the deep transformative work of sleep. Your body is your most faithful ally in this process of change, and it has been waiting patiently for you to give it new directions. The beautiful truth is that your cells want to support your highest and best life. They want to express health, vitality, creativity, and joy. They've simply been following the old programming, the old beliefs, the old patterns that were installed perhaps decades ago. But tonight, everything changes. Tonight, you become the conscious programmer of your own cellular destiny. Through intention, through writing, through the sacred act of surrender to sleep, you partner with the infinite intelligence of your body to create transformation at the deepest possible level. Now, let's dive deeper into something that might surprise you: the profound spiritual significance of the comment you're about to write, or perhaps have already written. In the grand tapestry of existence, nothing is random, and nothing is insignificant. Your comment is not merely text on a screen. It is a cosmic declaration, a statement of intent that reverberates through dimensions of reality most people never consider. When you write a comment on this video, you are participating in an ancient ritual that humanity has practiced for millennia, the act of public declaration. Throughout history, the most powerful transformations have occurred when individuals had the courage to declare their intentions not in the privacy of their own minds, but in the presence of witnesses, in the space of community. Your comment becomes a witness to your commitment to change. The moment you press enter or post, you have announced to the universe, to this community of seekers, and most importantly to your own subconscious mind, that you are serious about transformation. This is not a casual thought or a passing fancy. This is a declaration of intent that carries the power of commitment. But there's something even more profound happening here. In the quantum field, intention plus attention equals manifestation. When you write your comment with genuine intention, you are focusing your attention in a very specific way. You are gathering your energy, your consciousness, your life force, and directing it toward a singular purpose: transformation. The digital realm, contrary to what many believe, is not separate from the spiritual realm. Everything in existence is energy vibrating at different frequencies, and the words you type, the intention behind them, the emotional charge you give them, all of this creates a vibrational signature in the quantum field. Your comment becomes a prayer, a spell, an incantation that begins to attract to you the very experiences you've declared you're ready to receive. Think about the word comment itself. It comes from the Latin commentum, meaning interpretation or explanation. When you comment on this video, you are offering your interpretation of your readiness for change. You are explaining to the universe what you're prepared to receive. You are translating your inner desires into a form that the field of all possibilities can understand and respond to. But here's where it becomes truly magical. You are not commenting alone. You are joining a chorus of voices, a symphony of souls, all declaring their readiness for transformation. Each comment, each declaration adds to the morphic field, the invisible web of consciousness that connects us all. Your individual intention becomes amplified by the collective intention of everyone who has been called to this moment, to this video, to this opportunity for change. In ancient traditions, when someone wanted to make a significant life change, they would often do so in the presence of the community. They understood that bearing witness to someone's declaration of intent actually helped manifest that intent. The community held space for the transformation, believed in it, supported it with their collective consciousness. Your comment serves this same function. Every person who reads it becomes a witness to your commitment. Every soul who resonates with your words adds their energy to your intention. You are not trying to change alone. You are supported by a vast network of consciousness, all focused on the same goal: awakening, healing, transformation. The beauty of this digital age is that your witnesses are not limited by geography or time zones. Souls from around the world, at all hours of the day and night, may encounter your declaration and add their silent prayers, their energetic support, their belief in your success to the mix. Your comment becomes a seed planted in the fertile soil of collective consciousness. And here's what makes this even more powerful. The act of public declaration changes your own psychology in profound ways. When you declare your intention publicly, even in the anonymous space of a YouTube comment, you create what psychologists call commitment consistency. Your subconscious mind recognizes that you have made a public statement, and it begins to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with that statement. You become accountable not just to yourself, but to something larger. This accountability is not about pressure or judgment. It's about support. It's about joining a community of souls who are all committed to the same journey of awakening and transformation. As you prepare to write your comment, or as you reflect on what you've already written, recognize the sacred nature of this act. You are not just participating in social media. You are participating in a global ritual of transformation, a collective awakening, a shared commitment to becoming more than what you've been. As the evening light fades and your body begins to prepare for sleep, something miraculous starts to happen. The veils between your conscious and subconscious mind begin to thin. The rational, logical, protective part of your psyche starts to relax its guard. And in this liminal space, in this threshold between waking and sleeping, the real magic of transformation begins. Sleep is not merely rest for your body and mind. It is a portal, a doorway into dimensions of consciousness where the rules of ordinary reality no longer apply. During sleep, you enter a state where time becomes fluid, where your cellular regeneration accelerates, where your brain processes and integrates the day's experiences, and most importantly for our purposes tonight, where your subconscious mind becomes incredibly receptive to new programming. The subconscious mind is like a vast computer system that runs the background programs of your life. It controls your breathing, your heartbeat, your digestion, your immune system. But it also runs the programs that determine your beliefs about what's possible, your patterns of thinking and feeling, your automatic responses to life's situations. These programs were mostly installed during the first 7 years of your life, when your brainwaves were naturally in theta state, the same state you enter during deep sleep. Here's what's remarkable. During sleep, especially during the deeper phases, your brainwaves return to that same theta frequency. In this state, your subconscious mind becomes as receptive and programmable as it was when you were a child. The difference is that now, as an adult, you can consciously choose what programs you want to install. This is why the comment you wrote earlier, the intention you set before sleep, becomes so powerful. As you drift into theta state, your subconscious mind begins to work with that intention. It starts to reorganize your neural pathways, to update your cellular programming, to align your entire being with the new reality you've declared you're ready to experience. But sleep offers even more than subconscious reprogramming. During the REM phases of your sleep cycle, you enter into contact with what Carl Jung called the collective unconscious, the vast shared field of human wisdom, archetypal knowledge, and creative potential. In this space, your individual healing becomes connected to the healing of all humanity. Your personal transformation contributes to the evolution of consciousness itself. Many of the great breakthroughs in science, art, and spirituality have come through dreams. Through the expanded consciousness available during sleep, Kekulé discovered the structure of benzene in a dream. Tesla received many of his inventions during sleep states. Spiritual teachers throughout history have spoken of receiving divine guidance through dreams and visions. Tonight, as you sleep with the intention you've set, you open yourself to receive not just personal healing and transformation, but guidance, insights, and inspirations that may surprise and delight you. Your dreams may carry messages, symbols, or direct teachings that support your journey of awakening. But even if you don't remember your dreams, the work continues. Below the threshold of conscious awareness, profound changes are taking place. Your nervous system is rewiring itself. Your cellular memory is updating. Your energy field is recalibrating to attract new experiences that match your declared intention. The beautiful truth is that you don't have to do anything during this process except trust and allow. Your body knows how to sleep. Your subconscious knows how to transform. Your cellular intelligence knows how to heal and regenerate. All that's required from your conscious mind is the gift of surrender, letting go of the need to control or figure out how the transformation will happen. This surrender is itself a profound spiritual practice. In many traditions, it's called the sacred sleep, the conscious choice to release control and trust in the deeper intelligence of life itself. When you surrender to sleep with a clear intention, you are essentially saying to the universe, I have done my part by declaring my readiness for change. Now I trust you to do your part while I rest. As your breathing naturally slows and deepens, as your muscles begin to relax, as your mind starts to drift, know that you are entering into partnership with forces of healing and transformation that are far more powerful than your individual will. You are aligning yourself with the fundamental drive of the universe toward growth, evolution, and awakening. The programs running in your subconscious that no longer serve you, programs of limitation, fear, unworthiness, or scarcity, begin to dissolve in the gentle, loving space of conscious sleep. Like old software being deleted to make room for new updates, these outdated patterns release their hold on your psychology and biology, creating space for the new programs of possibility, abundance, love, and joy that want to emerge. Let me share with you one of the most profound discoveries of my scientific career: the realization that beliefs are not just abstract mental concepts, but actual biological forces that shape the behavior of our cells, the expression of our genes, and the creation of our physical reality. And when these beliefs are expressed through written words, their biological impact becomes even more powerful. When you wrote your comment tonight, something extraordinary happened at the intersection of consciousness and biology. The thoughts that formed in your mind as you chose your words triggered specific neural networks. These networks, in turn, released neurotransmitters and hormones that carried your intention throughout your entire body. Every cell received the message that change is not only possible, but imminent. This is the revolutionary understanding that emerged from my research on cell membranes and environmental signals. Our cells are not autonomous units following fixed genetic programs. They are responsive, intelligent systems that constantly adapt to the information they receive from their environment. And the most powerful environment they respond to is the environment of our own consciousness. Your beliefs create your biology. This isn't metaphysical speculation. This is measurable, reproducible science. When you believe in your capacity for transformation, when you write that belief with intention and conviction, you literally begin to transform at the cellular level. The proteins in your cell membranes reconfigure to receive new signals. Your DNA begins to express different genes for healing, growth, creativity, and joy. But here's what makes written belief even more powerful than spoken or merely thought belief. When you write, you engage multiple systems simultaneously. Your visual system processes the words you're creating. Your motor system coordinates the complex movements required to form letters or type. Your auditory system often hears the words internally as you write them. This multi-system engagement creates stronger neural pathways and deeper cellular imprinting. Ancient traditions understood this intuitively. Sacred texts were not just read, they were copied by hand, letter by letter, word by word. This practice of sacred writing was recognized as a form of meditation, a way of embodying the truth being transcribed. Each letter became a prayer, each word an affirmation, each sentence a declaration of faith written into the very cells of the scribe. When you write your intention for transformation, you are engaging in this same sacred practice. Each keystroke becomes a signal to your nervous system that change is desired and expected. Your hands, as they form the words, create kinesthetic memory traces that reinforce your conscious intention. Your eyes, as they see the words appearing, activate visual processing centers that help manifest the reality you're describing. The reticular activating system in your brainstem, the network responsible for filtering information and determining what deserves your attention, immediately begins to reorganize itself around your written intention. It starts to notice opportunities, resources, and possibilities that were always there, but previously invisible to you. Your written words become a lens that refocuses your perception of reality. But the biological impact goes even deeper. The act of writing with intention activates what researchers call the relaxation response, a state of physiological calm that optimizes your body for healing and regeneration. Your heart rate variability increases, indicating improved coherence between your heart and brain. Your stress hormones decrease while feel-good neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine increase. This neurochemical shift creates the ideal internal environment for cellular reprogramming. When your system is in this coherent, relaxed state, your cells become more receptive to new information. The protective mechanisms that normally resist change begin to relax, creating openings for new patterns to establish themselves. Your immune system also responds to your written intentions. Studies have shown that people who engage in expressive writing, especially writing about positive future outcomes, show improved immune function within weeks. The immune system, we now understand, is not just about fighting disease. It's about recognizing self versus not self. And when you write about your transformed self, you're literally helping your immune system recognize and support the person you're becoming. The endocrine system, your network of hormone-producing glands, also responds to written intention. Your thyroid may adjust its production of hormones that affect metabolism and energy. Your adrenals may shift their cortisol patterns to support new behaviors. Your reproductive system may optimize hormone production for creativity and manifestation. Even your digestive system participates in this biological transformation. The gut brain, the enteric nervous system that lines your digestive tract, contains more neurons than your spinal cord. This second brain is incredibly sensitive to emotional and intentional states. When you write with genuine intention for transformation, your gut brain begins to optimize nutrient absorption and eliminate toxins more efficiently, literally creating a cleaner biological foundation for your new life. As you prepare for sleep tonight, recognize that your entire biology has been activated by the simple act of writing your intention. You are not just hoping for change, you are biologically becoming change, one cell at a time, one breath at a time, one heartbeat at a time. Throughout human history, in every culture and every era, there have been those who understood intuitively what modern science is now proving, that consciousness and matter, spirit and biology, intention and reality are not separate forces, but aspects of one unified field of existence. Tonight, as you embark on this journey of transformation through written intention and conscious sleep, you join an ancient lineage of seekers who have used these same principles to transform their lives and the world around them. The ancient Egyptians carved their intentions into stone, understanding that the act of inscription was itself a form of creation. They believed that words written with sacred intent had the power to bind reality, to make the invisible visible, to call forth from the realm of potential the specific experiences they desired to manifest. Their hieroglyphs were not mere communication. They were technology for transformation. In ancient China, the practice of calligraphy was considered both an art form and a spiritual discipline. Masters understood that the way one held the brush, the intention behind each stroke, the emotional state while writing, all of these factors influenced not only the beauty of the characters, but their energetic impact on both writer and reader. They knew that written words carried qi, life force energy, that could heal, inspire, and transform. The Hebrew tradition gave us the understanding of words as creative forces. The very creation story begins with divine speech. Let there be light, words that called reality into existence. But the Hebrew sages went deeper, understanding that written words carried even more power than spoken ones, because they created permanent pathways in the fabric of space and time. The practice of writing sacred texts was considered a form of prayer that could literally repair the world. Indigenous traditions across the globe have long understood that human consciousness and the natural world are intimately connected. When indigenous healers create sand paintings, write symbols in the earth, or carve intentions into sacred objects, they are working with the same principles you're working with tonight, using written intention to communicate with the field of consciousness that underlies all existence. Now, modern quantum physics is validating these ancient understandings with mathematical precision. We now know that consciousness plays a fundamental role in determining physical reality at the quantum level. The observer effect demonstrates that the act of conscious observation literally changes the behavior of subatomic particles. What the ancients knew intuitively, we can now measure and prove. Neuroscience has discovered that writing activates multiple brain regions simultaneously, creating more robust neural pathways than speaking or thinking alone. When you write by hand, in particular, you activate a unique network that connects your motor cortex, visual cortex, and language centers in ways that enhance memory, learning, and creative insight. The ancients who insisted on handwritten sacred texts were working with neuroplasticity principles we're only now beginning to understand. Epigenetics, the study of how environmental factors influence gene expression, has shown us that our beliefs and intentions can literally rewrite our genetic code. The environmental signals that most powerfully influence our genes are not toxins or nutrients, but thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. When the ancient masters spoke of transformation at the cellular level through spiritual practice, they were describing epigenetic principles that science has only recently validated. The field of psychoneuroimmunology has demonstrated that our thoughts and emotions directly influence our immune system function. Ancient healing traditions that emphasize the power of positive intention, hopeful visualization, and written affirmations were working with immune system principles that modern medicine is just beginning to appreciate. But perhaps most remarkably, quantum field theory has given us a scientific model for what mystics have always taught, that we are all connected through an invisible web of energy and information that transcends space and time. Your written intention tonight doesn't just influence your own biology. It sends ripples through this quantum field that can influence the entire web of life. The morphic resonance research of biologist Rupert Sheldrake provides a scientific framework for understanding how individual transformation contributes to collective evolution. When you transform your own consciousness, you make it easier for others to access that same transformation. Your personal healing contributes to the healing of the collective human psyche. What this means for you tonight is that you are not alone in this process. You are supported not only by the wisdom of your own biology and the guidance of your own soul, but by the accumulated wisdom of countless seekers who have walked this path before you. Every master, every sage, every ordinary person who has used written intention in conscious sleep to transform their life has left energetic pathways that you can follow. The techniques they used, writing with intention, combining consciousness with action, surrendering to the wisdom of sleep, are the same techniques you're using tonight. The principles that guided their transformation, trust, patience, faith in the process, are the same principles that will guide your transformation. As you prepare to sleep with your intention clearly set and your comment written as a declaration to the universe, know that you are participating in humanity's greatest adventure, the conscious evolution of consciousness itself. You are both student and teacher, both recipient and giver of the healing that our world so desperately needs. There's something sacred about the act of putting pen to paper that our digital age has nearly forgotten, yet your DNA remembers. Within the spiral structure of your genetic code lie memories not just of your personal history, but of your species' history, including the profound evolutionary leap that occurred when humans first learned to make marks that carried meaning, to externalize thought, to make the invisible visible through written symbols. Even if you typed your comment tonight rather than writing it by hand, the intention to create written words activates ancient pathways in your consciousness that connect directly to your genetic potential. But if you did write by hand, if you took pen to paper and formed letters with your own hand, something even more remarkable occurred at the level of your DNA. The human hand is one of evolution's masterpieces, containing 27 bones, 34 muscles, and over 100 ligaments and tendons, all coordinated by a complex network of nerves that connect directly to multiple regions of your brain. When you write by hand, you activate not just motor circuits, but creative circuits, emotional circuits, and even spiritual circuits that remain dormant during most other activities. Research in neuroscience has revealed that handwriting activates the reticular activating system more powerfully than typing or speaking. This is the brain network that determines what information is important enough to pay attention to. When you write your intention by hand, you literally program your brain to notice opportunities, synchronicities, and resources that align with what you've written. But the impact goes deeper than neurology. It reaches into your very genetic structure. The genes responsible for creativity, healing, and transformation are not automatically active. They require specific signals to turn on, to begin expressing their coded potential. The complex flowing movements of handwriting send signals to your nervous system that activate these dormant genetic capabilities. Your DNA contains what scientists call jumping genes, genetic sequences that can move, recombine, and express themselves in new configurations based on environmental signals. The intention-filled act of handwriting is one of the most powerful environmental signals your genes can receive. It tells them that creativity is desired, that transformation is intended, that new expressions of your essential self are ready to emerge. The electromagnetic field generated by your heart extends beyond your physical body, and when you write by hand, especially with emotional engagement, this field begins to pulse in coherent patterns that influence the quantum field around you. Ancient traditions spoke of the heart as the seat of the soul, and modern science reveals that the heart generates more electrical activity than the brain, creating a torus of energy that extends several feet beyond your physical form. When you write with your heart engaged, when your intention comes from a place of genuine desire for healing, growth, and transformation, your heart's electromagnetic field begins to entrain with your genetic activity. Your DNA literally responds to the coherent energy patterns your heart creates while writing, beginning to express genes associated with health, creativity, longevity, and spiritual development. There's also something profound about the permanence of handwritten words. Unlike spoken words that dissipate into the air, or typed words that exist only as electronic signals, handwritten words create physical traces in the material world. The ink on paper becomes a tangible anchor for your intention, a physical representation of your inner commitment to change. Many spiritual traditions have recognized this power of written words to anchor intention in physical reality. Sacred texts were hand-copied by scribes who understood that each letter was a prayer, each word a blessing, each completed manuscript a talisman of transformation. They knew that the physical act of writing infused the words with the scribe's own life force, making them more than mere information, making them vessels for transmission of consciousness itself. Your handwriting carries your unique energetic signature. Graphology, the study of handwriting analysis, reveals that the way you form letters, the pressure you apply, the flow of your writing all reflect aspects of your personality, emotional state, and even your health. But this also works in reverse. By writing with conscious intention, you can influence your personality, emotional state, and health through the neurological pathways that handwriting activates. The formation of cursive letters, in particular, requires both hemispheres of your brain to work together in ways that enhance neural integration. The flowing, connected movements of cursive writing mirror the flowing, connected nature of consciousness itself. Each letter connects to the next, just as each thought connects to the next, creating streams of awareness that can carry your intention from mind to hand, to paper, to reality. As you reflect on the words you've written tonight, whether by hand or keyboard, recognize that you have engaged in an act of genetic alchemy. You have sent signals to the deepest levels of your being that transformation is not only possible, but actively desired. Your DNA has received these signals and has already begun the process of activating genetic potentials that will support the reality you've declared you're ready to experience. What I'm about to share with you represents one of the most profound discoveries of our time, the recognition that individual consciousness is not isolated, but part of a vast, interconnected web of awareness that transcends space and time. Your comment tonight, your declaration of readiness for transformation, does not exist in isolation. It becomes part of a collective field of intention that amplifies and magnifies the transformative potential of every individual participating in this grand experiment. The biologist Rupert Sheldrake has spent decades studying what he calls morphic resonance, the principle that forms and behaviors once established in a system make it easier for similar forms and behaviors to emerge in other systems. When you declare your intention for transformation, you contribute to a morphic field of awakening that makes transformation more accessible for every other soul who encounters this field. Think of it this way. The first person who ever used written intention combined with conscious sleep to transform their life had to create entirely new pathways in consciousness. They were pioneers, breaking new ground in human potential. But each subsequent person who followed this practice found it slightly easier because the pathway had already been established in the collective field of human consciousness. Tonight, your written declaration joins millions of others who have used these principles throughout history. Every prayer written in a journal, every intention committed to paper, every affirmation spoken into the night sky has contributed to a vast library of transformational possibility that exists in the quantum field. You are not just accessing your personal power, you are tapping into the accumulated wisdom and success of every seeker who has ever walked this path. But the field responds to more than just individual intention. It responds to the quality of connection, the depth of sincerity, the emotional resonance of your declaration. When you wrote your comment with genuine heart, with real vulnerability, with authentic desire for change, you sent out a signal that harmonizes with every other authentic seeker who has ever made a similar declaration. This is why gathering in community for transformation has always been so powerful. When Jesus said, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them," he was describing a principle that quantum physics now explains as field coherence. Individual intentions, when aligned and focused together, create exponential increases in manifestation power. Your comment section becomes a virtual temple, a digital sacred space where thousands of souls gather with the same fundamental intention: to awaken, to heal, to transform, to become more than they have been. Each comment adds to the collective field strength. Each declaration of readiness creates resonance that amplifies every other declaration. The remarkable thing about digital communication is that it transcends the normal limitations of space and time. As people from different continents read your comment, as souls in different time zones add their energy to your intention, the field becomes truly global, truly continuous. The sun never sets on this collective intention for transformation. In quantum field theory, we understand that information can be transmitted instantaneously across vast distances through what Einstein called spooky action at a distance. When particles become entangled, changes to one particle immediately affect its entangled partner, regardless of the distance between them. Your consciousness becomes entangled with the consciousness of every person who resonates with your intention, creating a network of mutual support that operates beyond the normal rules of space and time. This entanglement doesn't require belief or understanding to work. It's a natural function of consciousness itself. But when you approach it with awareness, with gratitude, with recognition of the profound interconnectedness of all life, you amplify its effects tremendously. Indigenous wisdom keepers have always understood this principle. They speak of the web of life, the invisible connections that link all beings. When one strand of the web vibrates with transformation, the entire web feels that vibration and begins to resonate at a higher frequency. Your personal healing contributes to the healing of the whole. The field also responds to the medium of your declaration. Written words carry a different vibrational signature than spoken words or mental thoughts. They exist in the physical realm as well as the consciousness realm, creating what shamanic traditions call power objects, physical anchors for spiritual intention. Your comment becomes a power object, a talisman of transformation that continues to radiate your intention, even when you're not consciously thinking about it. Every time someone reads your words, they activate the intention embedded within them, sending fresh energy back to you through the quantum field connections you established when you first wrote them. This is why ancient traditions emphasize the power of sacred texts, prayer wheels, written mantras, and inscribed amulets. They understood that writing intention creates persistent fields of influence that continue to work on behalf of the writer long after the physical act of writing is complete. But there's another layer to this collective field phenomenon that's particularly relevant to your sleep transformation tonight. As you prepare to sleep with your intention clearly set and publicly declared, you become part of what researchers call the global consciousness effect, the measurable influence that collective human intention has on reality itself. Studies using random number generators have shown that during moments of global meditation, prayer, or focused intention, the quantum field itself becomes more coherent, more ordered. Reality literally becomes more responsive to conscious intention when many minds focus together on the same outcome. As you sleep tonight, your subconscious mind will be working not only with your personal intention, but with the collective intention of everyone who has participated in this process. You'll be supported by a vast network of souls who have all committed to the same fundamental transformation, awakening to their true potential, healing their deepest wounds, and manifesting their highest possibilities. The dreams you have, the insights that come, the synchronicities that begin to appear in your life, all of these will be influenced by this collective field of transformation that you've chosen to join. You are not alone in this process. You are held, supported, and amplified by the loving intention of countless others who have walked this path before you and who walk it with you now. As the world around you grows quiet and the distractions of the day fade into shadow, you enter into what I call the sacred hours, those precious moments between waking and sleeping when the veils between dimensions grow thin and miracles become not only possible but probable. Night has always been the time of magic, the time of vision, the time when the impossible becomes inevitable. In the stillness of night, your brainwaves naturally begin to slow from the beta frequency of active thinking to the alpha frequency of relaxed awareness, then deeper into theta, the frequency of dreams, visions, and direct communion with the source of all creation. This is not merely a biological process. It's a spiritual invitation, a daily opportunity to return to the realm of pure potential from which all manifestation springs. Your nervous system knows this rhythm intimately. For millions of years, your ancestors used the darkness as a time for inner work, for healing, for connecting with the mysteries that daylight obscures. Your DNA carries the memory of countless generations who understood that night is when the soul does its deepest work, when healing occurs at the cellular level, when new realities are conceived in the womb of consciousness. The pineal gland, that small but mighty structure nestled deep in your brain, begins to release melatonin as darkness falls. But melatonin is far more than a sleep hormone. It's a molecule of magic, a biochemical bridge between your physical body and your spiritual essence. Ancient mystics called the pineal gland the seat of the soul, and modern science is discovering why. Melatonin doesn't just induce sleep, it induces expanded states of consciousness. It facilitates the production of dimethyltryptamine, DMT, the molecule that mediates mystical experiences, prophetic dreams, and direct contact with higher dimensions of reality. As your pineal gland activates tonight, you're literally being biochemically prepared for transformation that transcends the normal boundaries of space, time, and personal identity. But there's something even more remarkable about nighttime transformation. It's when your rational mind, with all its doubts, limitations, and protective skepticism, finally steps aside. During the day, your conscious mind acts as a filter, screening out possibilities that don't match your existing beliefs about what's realistic or achievable. At night, this filter dissolves, and you become open to receiving downloads of possibility that your daytime mind would never accept. This is why so many breakthroughs, revelations, and creative inspirations come during dreams or in those drowsy moments between sleep and waking. Your consciousness expands beyond its normal boundaries and makes contact with information, wisdom, and possibilities that exist beyond the reach of ordinary awareness. The intention you set tonight, the comment you wrote, becomes a beacon in this expanded state of consciousness. Like a lighthouse guiding ships through the darkness, your written intention guides the transformative forces of your deeper mind toward the specific changes you've declared you're ready to experience. Your cells themselves become more receptive to reprogramming during the night hours. The stress hormones that create cellular resistance during the day begin to subside, replaced by growth hormones and healing compounds that make your entire biology more plastic, more adaptable, more open to change. Your immune system kicks into high gear, not just fighting disease, but literally rebuilding your body according to new specifications. During deep sleep, your glymphatic system, the brain's waste removal network, becomes 10 times more active than during waking hours. This system doesn't just remove metabolic waste, it clears away old neural patterns, outdated emotional programs, and limiting beliefs that no longer serve your highest good. It's literally spring cleaning for consciousness, making space for new patterns to establish themselves. Your heart rhythm also changes during sleep, becoming more coherent, more synchronized with the rhythms of healing and renewal. This heart coherence creates an optimal electromagnetic environment for cellular regeneration and genetic activation. The genes associated with healing, creativity, and spiritual development become more active during sleep, especially when you sleep with clear intention. But perhaps most importantly, nighttime is when you naturally connect with what Jung called the collective unconscious, the vast reservoir of human wisdom, archetypal knowledge, and spiritual insight that transcends individual experience. In dreams and deep sleep states, your personal consciousness merges with this collective field, allowing you to access solutions, guidance, and inspiration that your individual mind could never generate alone. This is why indigenous cultures have always honored the wisdom of dreams, why ancient temples included sleeping chambers for receiving divine guidance, why spiritual seekers throughout history have used the night hours for their deepest practice. They understood that darkness is not the absence of light, but the presence of a different kind of illumination, the inner light that reveals truths invisible to the physical eye. As you prepare to surrender to this sacred darkness, to let go of conscious control and trust in the deeper intelligence of your being, remember that you are entering into partnership with forces that have been orchestrating miracles since the beginning of time. Your written intention has been received, your cellular intelligence has been activated, and now the real work begins. The mysterious, magical work of transformation that happens while you sleep. One of the greatest obstacles to transformation is the habitual need to control how change occurs. Your rational mind, wonderful servant though it is, makes a terrible master when it comes to the deeper processes of healing and awakening. Tonight, as you prepare to enter the sacred space of conscious sleep, you're invited to practice perhaps the most challenging and ultimately liberating spiritual discipline, the art of sacred surrender. Surrender is not giving up, it's giving over. It's not passive resignation, it's active trust. When you surrender to the process of sleep transformation, you're acknowledging that the forces of healing and change within you are far more intelligent, far more creative, and far more powerful than your conscious mind could ever be. Your ego mind wants to know exactly how transformation will occur, when it will happen, what it will look like, and how it will feel. It wants guarantees and timelines and detailed blueprints. But transformation doesn't work that way. Like a seed germinating in dark soil, the most profound changes occur in mystery, in darkness, in the invisible realms where conscious control cannot reach. The comment you wrote tonight was your conscious contribution to this process, your way of declaring your readiness and setting your intention. But now comes the deeper work of trusting that something far more intelligent than your individual will has heard your declaration and will respond in ways that serve your highest good, even if those ways are completely different from what you might expect or plan. This is where faith becomes not just a spiritual virtue, but a practical necessity. Faith in the process, faith in your own deeper wisdom, faith in the benevolent intelligence that orchestrates the healing and evolution of all life. This faith doesn't require religious belief. It requires only the recognition that the same intelligence that grows your hair, heals your cuts, and beats your heart is fully capable of transforming your entire life when you create the proper conditions and then step out of the way. The proper conditions include clear intention, emotional readiness, and most importantly, the willingness to release attachment to specific outcomes. When you try to control how transformation occurs, you actually limit the possibilities available to you. Your conscious mind can only imagine changes that fit within its existing framework of what's possible. But your deeper intelligence has access to possibilities that your conscious mind has never even dreamed of. Sleep itself is a perfect teacher of surrender. Every night, you practice letting go of conscious control and trusting in processes that operate beyond your awareness. You don't consciously regulate your breathing, manage your heart rate, or coordinate the complex biochemical processes that restore and regenerate your body. You simply let go and trust that these processes will unfold perfectly without your intervention. The same principle applies to the transformation you've initiated tonight. Your conscious mind has done its part by setting the intention and making the declaration. Now your job is to relax into trust, to allow the deeper intelligence of your being to take over and orchestrate changes in ways that may surprise and delight you. This doesn't mean becoming passive or disengaged from your life. It means becoming more present, more aware, more responsive to the subtle guidance and synchronicities that will begin to appear as your transformation unfolds. It means staying alert to opportunities while remaining unattached to how those opportunities might manifest. The Chinese concept of Wu Wei, often translated as effortless action, captures this perfectly. Wu Wei is not inaction, but action that flows from alignment with natural processes rather than forcing against them. It's the difference between swimming against a current and swimming with it, between forcing a door that's meant to remain closed and walking through the door that opens naturally before you. As your transformation begins to unfold, some changes may be dramatic and immediately obvious. Others may be so subtle that you barely notice them at first. Some shifts may occur in your external circumstances, while others happen entirely in your inner landscape. Trust that all of these changes are perfect expressions of your deeper wisdom, responding to your sincere intention. You may find yourself naturally attracted to new foods, new activities, new relationships, or new ways of thinking that support your transformation. You may lose interest in things that once seemed important, but no longer align with who you're becoming. These are not coincidences, but evidence that your entire being is realigning itself around your new intention. Sometimes transformation requires the release of old patterns, relationships, or circumstances that no longer serve your highest good. This release can sometimes feel uncomfortable or even painful, especially if your conscious mind is attached to keeping things the same. Trust that anything leaving your life is making space for something better to enter. The universe has a sense of timing that's different from your conscious mind's sense of urgency. Some aspects of your transformation may unfold quickly, while others may take time to fully mature. Trust the timing. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it needs to for your highest good, even when the timing doesn't match your personal preferences. As you prepare to sleep tonight, practice the art of release. Release your need to know how transformation will occur. Release your attachment to specific timelines. Release your fears about whether change is really possible. Release everything except your trust in the process and your commitment to remain open to whatever wants to emerge. As you settle more deeply into this understanding of transformation through written intention and conscious sleep, I want you to become aware of something remarkable: the invisible network of connection that links your individual journey to the journeys of countless others who have been called to this moment, to this practice, to this opportunity for awakening. Right now, as you listen to these words, there are people around the world who are also listening, also preparing for transformation, also ready to surrender old patterns and embrace new possibilities. In Tokyo, it might be morning, but someone there is carrying the intention they set the night before. In London, someone might be writing their own declaration of readiness. In São Paulo, someone might be drifting off to sleep with the same hope for change that lives in your heart. These are not coincidences. In the quantum field that connects all consciousness, there are no coincidences, only synchronicities, meaningful patterns that reveal the deeper order underlying apparent chaos. You have been drawn to this moment not just for your own healing, but as part of a much larger awakening that is occurring across our planet. The comment you wrote tonight creates more than just a personal anchor for transformation. It becomes a thread in a vast tapestry of awakening, a note in a symphony of consciousness that is rising from the collective heart of humanity. Your individual healing contributes to the healing of our species. Your personal transformation supports the transformation of our entire world. This is why it has never been more important for individuals to commit to their own awakening. The world needs people who have done their inner work, who have healed their deepest wounds, who have learned to live from love rather than fear, who have discovered their authentic purpose and power. The world needs you to become fully who you're meant to be, but you don't have to carry this responsibility alone. The same invisible field that carries your intention also carries you. You are supported by the love, the prayers, the positive energy of everyone who has ever committed to the path of awakening. You are held by the collective wisdom of every teacher, healer, and guide who has ever helped others transform their lives. When you sleep tonight, you sleep in the embrace of this invisible community. Your dreams may carry messages not just from your own higher wisdom, but from the collective field of awakening consciousness. You may receive guidance, inspiration, or healing that comes through you, but originates from the vast network of love and support that surrounds all sincere seekers. The challenges you face in your transformation are not just personal obstacles, but collective wounds that are seeking healing through individuals brave enough to do the inner work. When you heal your fear, you make it easier for others to heal their fear. When you transform your limiting beliefs, you weaken those beliefs in the collective field. When you step into your power, you give others permission to step into theirs. This is the true meaning of service, not just helping others directly, but becoming so fully yourself that your very presence uplifts and inspires everyone around you. The most powerful way to change the world is to change yourself so completely that you become a beacon of possibility, a living example of what's achievable when someone commits fully to their own transformation. The internet, for all its distractions and shadows, has created an unprecedented opportunity for this kind of collective awakening. Your comment becomes part of a global conversation about human potential. Someone reading your words might find exactly the inspiration they need to begin their own journey. Your willingness to be vulnerable, to declare your readiness for change, gives others permission to do the same. This ripple effect of awakening is how real change occurs, not through mass movements or external authorities, but through individuals who choose to transform themselves so completely that they can't help but transform everything around them. You are part of this quiet revolution, this grassroots awakening, this organic evolution of human consciousness. The invisible threads that connect you to this global awakening also connect you to resources, opportunities, and support that you may not yet be able to see with your physical eyes. As your transformation unfolds, you may find yourself encountering exactly the right people at exactly the right time. You may discover books, videos, experiences, or teachings that seem designed specifically for your journey. These synchronicities are not accidents, but the natural result of your alignment with the field of awakening consciousness. When you commit authentically to your own transformation, the entire universe conspires to support you. Doors open, paths appear, resources manifest. Not because you're forcing or manipulating outcomes, but because you're allowing yourself to be guided by the deeper intelligence that orchestrates all meaningful change. Trust these synchronicities. When something resonates deeply with your soul, when an opportunity feels aligned with your transformation, when a person or experience seems sent from the universe itself, pay attention. These are the gifts of grace that come to all who sincerely commit to awakening. As you prepare to sleep tonight, feel into this vast network of connection and support. You are not alone in your desire for transformation. You are part of something much larger than your individual life, a wave of awakening that is sweeping across our planet, carried forward by individuals like you who have the courage to change themselves, and in doing so, change the world. Deep within your body, beneath the level of conscious awareness, lives an intelligence so vast and sophisticated that it orchestrates billions of processes simultaneously without you ever having to think about them. This cellular intelligence has kept you alive from the moment of conception, growing you from a single cell into the magnificent, complex being you are today. And tonight, through the power of your written intention and conscious surrender to sleep, this intelligence awakens to new possibilities. Your cells are not mere biological machines following predetermined genetic programs. They are responsive, creative, intelligent entities that adapt constantly to new information from their environment. And the most powerful environmental signals they receive come not from the external world, but from the internal environment of your own consciousness, your beliefs, emotions, and intentions. When you wrote your comment tonight, when you declared your readiness for transformation, you sent a clear signal to every one of your 37 trillion cells that change is not only welcome, but actively desired. This signal traveled through your nervous system faster than the speed of light, reaching every corner of your body within milliseconds. Your heart cells responded first, adjusting their rhythm to create more coherent patterns that optimize your entire system for healing and growth. Your brain cells began forming new neural pathways, literally rewiring your mind to support new ways of thinking and being. Your liver cells started adjusting their detoxification processes to clear away the biochemical residues of old emotional patterns. But the response goes deeper than individual cell types. At the genetic level, your DNA began a process that scientists call epigenetic reprogramming. Genes that support healing, creativity, joy, and spiritual development, genes that may have been dormant for years, received signals to become active. Simultaneously, genes associated with stress, fear, and limitation received signals to quiet their expression. This genetic reprogramming is not theoretical. It's measurable, observable, and happens much faster than scientists once believed possible. Studies have shown that meditation, positive visualization, and intentional practices can create detectable changes in gene expression within hours, sometimes minutes. Your immune system also responds to your intentional declaration. The immune cells that patrol your body, seeking out threats and maintaining harmony, begin to recognize the new patterns of health and vitality you've declared as self. They start supporting the emergence of this new version of you, while gently releasing cellular memories of old patterns that no longer serve. Your endocrine system, the network of glands that produce hormones, begins a delicate rebalancing act. Your thyroid adjusts its production of hormones that govern metabolism and energy. Your adrenals modify their stress hormone output to support sustainable transformation rather than crisis response. Your reproductive system optimizes hormone levels for creativity and manifestation. Even your digestive system participates in this cellular awakening. The enteric nervous system, your gut brain, contains more neurons than your spinal cord and is incredibly sensitive to emotional and intentional states. As your cellular intelligence awakens, your digestive system begins optimizing nutrient absorption while eliminating toxins that might interfere with your transformation. But perhaps most remarkably, your cells begin to communicate with each other in new ways. They release signaling molecules called cytokines that carry information about your intentional state throughout your entire body. These molecular messengers create coherence between different organ systems, ensuring that your whole being works together to support your declared intention for transformation. Your cellular intelligence also has access to what biologists call genetic memory, information encoded in your DNA that extends far beyond your individual lifetime. This includes not just the survival patterns of your ancestors, but their wisdom, their healing capabilities, their spiritual insights. As your cells awaken to transformation, they may begin expressing potentials that have been dormant in your genetic line for generations. This process accelerates dramatically during sleep. As your conscious mind releases control, your cellular intelligence can work more freely, more creatively. Growth hormone levels increase. Cellular repair mechanisms become hyperactive. The production of new proteins that support neural plasticity and emotional resilience reaches peak levels. Your stem cells, those remarkable cells that retain the ability to become any type of cell your body needs, become particularly active during transformative sleep. They receive signals from your awakened cellular intelligence about what kinds of new cells, new tissues, new capacities your body needs to support the reality you've declared you're ready to experience. The pineal gland, that small but mighty structure deep in your brain, becomes a crucial coordinator in this process. As it releases melatonin and other consciousness-altering compounds, it helps synchronize the awakening of cellular intelligence throughout your entire body. Every cell begins to pulse in harmony with your intention, creating a biological symphony of transformation. Your cellular intelligence knows things your conscious mind has forgotten. It remembers your original blueprint for health, joy, creativity, and spiritual connection. It remembers genetic potentials that were never fully expressed because the environmental conditions weren't right. Tonight, through your conscious declaration of readiness for change, you create the perfect internal environment for these dormant potentials to awaken. As you prepare for sleep, trust in this cellular intelligence. Trust that your body knows how to heal, how to transform, how to express the fullest potential of who you're meant to be. Your job is not to control this process, but to support it through continued intention, emotional coherence, and the regular practice of conscious surrender to the wisdom that lives within every cell of your being. There exists an ancient art that our modern world has nearly forgotten, the alchemy of transforming consciousness through the sacred marriage of written intention and the dream time. Tonight, as you prepare to cross the threshold between waking and sleeping, you engage in this most mysterious and powerful of practices, where words become seeds and dreams become the fertile ground where new realities take root. Dreams are not random neural firings or meaningless mental static, as some scientists would have us believe. Dreams are the language through which your deeper intelligence communicates, the laboratory where your subconscious mind experiments with new possibilities, the sacred theater where the drama of transformation unfolds beyond the reach of rational interference. When you wrote your comment tonight, when you committed your intention to written form, you planted seeds in the quantum field of consciousness. But seeds require the proper conditions to germinate, and there is no more fertile ground for the growth of new realities than the dream state, where the normal rules of space, time, and physical limitation no longer apply. In dreams, you can be anyone, do anything, experience realities that would be impossible in waking life. This isn't escapism or fantasy. This is your consciousness exploring the infinite possibilities that exist within the field of pure potential. Every dream is a glimpse into alternate versions of reality, possible futures, higher dimensions of existence that are just as real as your waking experience, simply operating according to different laws. The intention you set tonight will influence your dreams in profound ways. Your subconscious mind will use the symbolic language of dreams to show you new possibilities, to resolve inner conflicts, to integrate new patterns of thinking and feeling. You may dream of flying, representing your growing sense of freedom from old limitations. You may dream of discovering hidden rooms in familiar places, symbolizing new aspects of yourself that are ready to be explored. Sometimes the connection between your intention and your dreams will be obvious. You may receive direct guidance about practical steps to take, clear visions of the life you're creating, or powerful experiences of healing and renewal. Other times, the connection will be more subtle, woven into the symbolic fabric of the dream, in ways that speak directly to your unconscious mind, while bypassing rational analysis. Your dreams may also connect you with what Jung called the collective unconscious, the vast reservoir of human wisdom, archetypal knowledge, and spiritual insight that transcends individual experience. You may encounter dream teachers, guides, or healers who offer exactly the wisdom you need for your transformation. These figures may be aspects of your own higher wisdom, or they may be authentic spiritual beings, offering assistance from other dimensions of reality. The alchemical transformation occurs in the mysterious space where your written intention meets the infinite creativity of the dream state. The words you wrote act as a kind of programming language that instructs your dreaming consciousness about what kinds of experiences, insights, and transformations you're ready to receive. Your dreams then become laboratories where these possibilities are explored, tested, and refined. But the alchemy doesn't stop with the dreams themselves. The experiences, insights, and energetic shifts that occur during dream states continue to influence your waking consciousness long after you open your eyes. Dreams plant seeds of possibility in your subconscious that gradually bloom into changes in your thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and life circumstances. This is why many spiritual traditions have emphasized the importance of dream work, of paying attention to the messages and teachings that come through dreams. Indigenous cultures often made major life decisions based on dream guidance. Ancient temples included sleeping chambers specifically designed for receiving divine instruction through dreams. Modern psychology has rediscovered the therapeutic power of working with dreams to resolve trauma and integrate new insights. The key to maximizing the alchemical power of words and dreams is to approach both with reverence and attention. Your written intention deserves the same care you would give to any sacred practice. When you write with conscious awareness of the power you're wielding, when you choose your words carefully and infuse them with genuine emotion, you create more potent seeds for transformation. Similarly, your dreams deserve respectful attention. Keep a journal by your bedside. Upon waking, before moving or speaking, take a few moments to recall and record whatever fragments of dreams you can remember. Even if the dream seems nonsensical or symbolic, write it down. The act of recording dreams honors their importance and increases your ability to receive guidance through them. Over time, you may begin to notice patterns in your dreams that correlate with changes in your waking life. You may find that the dreams following your nights of intentional sleep work are particularly vivid, meaningful, or transformative. This is evidence that the alchemy is working, that your consciousness is successfully using the dream state to integrate new possibilities into your being. Sometimes the most profound transformations occur not through dramatic, memorable dreams, but through the subtle energetic shifts that happen during deep sleep when you're not consciously aware of any dream activity at all. Trust that the process is working even when you don't remember dreaming, even when you wake up feeling like nothing significant happened. The marriage of written intention and dream work creates a powerful feedback loop of transformation. Your conscious intention influences your dreams, and your dreams influence your waking consciousness, creating an ever-deepening spiral of growth and awakening. Each night becomes an opportunity to plant new seeds and tend the garden of your evolving consciousness. Tonight represents a pivotal moment in your personal evolution, the conscious choice to interrupt the automatic programs that have been running your life and install new codes that align with your deepest desires and highest potential. This process of upgrading your mental and emotional software happens most effectively during the liminal state between waking and sleeping, when your psychological defenses are down and your subconscious mind becomes incredibly receptive to new programming. For most of your life, you've been operating according to programs installed during your early childhood, when your brain was in a highly suggestible state and you absorbed beliefs, patterns, and responses from your environment without conscious choice. These programs have served important functions. They've kept you safe, helped you navigate social situations, and provided automatic responses to life's challenges. But many of these old programs are now outdated, like software designed for an earlier version of reality that no longer matches who you are or what you want to create in your life. Some of these programs may actually be limiting your potential, keeping you stuck in patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior that no longer serve your highest good. The beautiful truth is that your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between old programming and new programming based on when it was installed. It simply follows whatever instructions are most recently and most emotionally charged. This means that with conscious intention and the right state of receptivity, you can quite literally overwrite old programs with new ones. Your written comment tonight was the first step in this reprogramming process. By declaring your intention in written form, you created what programmers call a system command, a clear directive that tells your subconscious mind that new software is about to be installed. Your conscious mind has essentially told your internal operating system, "We're ready for an upgrade." But unlike computer software, consciousness programming works best when it engages not just logic, but emotion, not just thought, but feeling. The most powerful programs in your subconscious were installed during moments of high emotional intensity, moments of love, fear, joy, trauma, or profound realization. Similarly, the new programs you're installing tonight will be most effective when they're charged with genuine emotion. This is why simply repeating positive affirmations often isn't enough to create lasting change. If the affirmations aren't connected to real feeling, if they don't resonate emotionally, they remain surface-level thoughts rather than becoming deep programming. But when you combine clear intention with genuine emotion and the receptive state of approaching sleep, you create optimal conditions for deep reprogramming. The old programs that no longer serve you don't need to be violently expelled or fought against. That approach often creates more resistance. Instead, they can be gently dissolved and replaced through a process more like updating software than deleting and reinstalling. The new programs contain all the useful functions of the old ones, while adding new capabilities and eliminating bugs and limitations. As you prepare for sleep tonight, your nervous system begins the natural process of reviewing and consolidating the day's experiences. This is when memories are processed, when learning is integrated, when your brain literally rewires itself to incorporate new information. By setting a clear intention for transformation before this process begins, you influence how your brain organizes and stores information, biasing it toward patterns that support your desired changes. The theta brainwave state that you enter during the deepest phases of sleep is the same frequency that your brain operated in during your first few years of life, when the most fundamental programming was installed. In this state, your subconscious mind becomes as receptive as it was when you were a child. But now you have the advantage of conscious choice about what programs you want to install. The new codes you're installing tonight might include programs for self-love instead of self-criticism, abundance instead of scarcity, trust instead of fear, creativity instead of limitation. These aren't just mental concepts, but whole patterns of neural firing, hormonal production, and cellular response that will begin to automatically generate experiences that match your new programming. Sometimes the process of installing new programs requires a temporary period of instability as old patterns are released and new ones are established. You might experience vivid dreams, emotional releases, or temporary confusion as your system reorganizes itself around new operating principles. This is normal and healthy, a sign that deep change is occurring. Other times, the installation process is so subtle that you barely notice it happening. You simply wake up one day and realize that you're thinking differently, feeling differently, responding to life differently. Situations that used to trigger old patterns now trigger new responses. Opportunities that you never would have noticed before suddenly become obvious. The key during this transition period is to trust the process and support it with continued conscious choice. Each time you choose the new response over the old pattern, you strengthen the new programming. Each time you align your actions with your new intentions, you provide evidence to your subconscious mind that the new programs are not just wishful thinking, but practical instructions for how to operate in reality. Remember that this reprogramming process works best with patience and persistence. Just as it took time for the old programs to become fully established, it takes time for new programs to become your new default settings. But unlike the random, unconscious programming of childhood, this is conscious, intentional programming, aligned with your deepest wisdom and highest aspirations. There is a profound mystery in the act of writing that most people experience but few consciously recognize. The moments when words flow through you, rather than from you. When your fingers seem to know what to write before your mind has fully formed the thought. When the act of writing becomes a form of channeling wisdom from a source deeper and wiser than your ordinary consciousness. Tonight, when you wrote your comment, you may have experienced this phenomenon without fully realizing it. Perhaps you started with one intention, but found yourself writing something slightly different, something that surprised you with its clarity or emotional resonance. Perhaps the words came more easily than expected, or carried a feeling of rightness that went beyond simple mental composition. This is your higher self speaking through your fingers, using the act of writing as a conduit for wisdom, guidance, and healing that originates from the deepest levels of your being. Your higher self, that aspect of your consciousness that exists beyond the limitations of personality, fear, and conditioned thinking, is always available to guide you, but it rarely speaks in the loud voice of mental chatter. Instead, it whispers through intuition, inspiration, and the subtle knowing that emerges when you create space for its voice to be heard. Writing, particularly writing by hand, creates a unique neurological state that facilitates this kind of inner communication. The complex coordination required to form letters engages multiple brain regions simultaneously, while simultaneously quieting the analytical, judgmental functions of the prefrontal cortex. This creates a window of receptivity where deeper wisdom can emerge. Your higher self has been patiently waiting for opportunities to guide your transformation, to offer insights about your true potential, to remind you of truths you've forgotten but never actually lost. The act of writing your intention tonight created exactly such an opportunity. In choosing to commit your desires to written form, you opened a channel for guidance that extends far beyond your ordinary thinking mind. This higher wisdom often expresses itself through what seems like coincidence or synchronicity. You may find yourself writing words that you don't consciously remember learning, or expressing insights that feel both completely new and strangely familiar. You may discover that your written intentions contain layers of meaning that only become apparent days or weeks later, as if your higher self was encoding multiple levels of guidance into the same words. The connection between writing and higher consciousness has been recognized throughout history. Automatic writing, prophetic texts, divinely inspired scriptures, all represent this same phenomenon of consciousness, using the written word as a vehicle for transmitting wisdom that transcends ordinary mental activity. You don't need to be a mystic or a prophet to access this capacity. It's a natural function of consciousness that becomes available when you approach writing with the right intention and receptivity. Your higher self understands your life situation from a much broader perspective than your everyday awareness. It sees the patterns that connect apparently random events, recognizes the lessons embedded in your challenges, and knows the next steps on your evolutionary journey, even when your conscious mind feels confused or uncertain. When this higher wisdom flows through your writing, it often provides exactly the guidance, encouragement, or insight you need most. Sometimes this guidance comes through the specific words you choose, which may carry meanings and associations that your conscious mind didn't intend, but your deeper wisdom selected purposefully. Other times it comes through the emotional tone of your writing, the rhythm of your sentences, or even the physical sensation of forming the letters. Your entire being participates in this communication from your higher self. The comment you wrote tonight carries this higher intelligence within it, even if you're not consciously aware of all its implications. Your higher self used your willingness to write as an opportunity to plant seeds of transformation that will unfold in perfect timing. The words may seem simple on the surface, but they contain vibrational frequencies that will continue to work on your behalf long after you wrote them. This is why keeping a journal can be such a powerful spiritual practice. When you write regularly with the intention of connecting with your deeper wisdom, you create ongoing opportunities for your higher self to communicate with you. Over time, you may notice that your writing contains insights, predictions, or guidance that prove remarkably accurate and helpful. Your higher self also uses writing as a form of prayer or manifestation. When you write your deepest desires and highest aspirations, you're not just recording thoughts, but actively participating in the creation of your reality. Your higher self understands the laws of manifestation far better than your conscious mind, and can guide you to write in ways that most effectively activate these laws. The words you write become energetic forms that exist in the quantum field and continue to attract experiences that match their vibrational signature. Your higher self knows exactly how to encode your written intentions with the frequencies most likely to manifest your desires in ways that serve your highest good and the good of all. But your higher self also understands timing in ways that your impatient conscious mind does not. Sometimes the guidance that comes through your writing is meant for future application rather than immediate action. Sometimes your higher self uses writing to prepare you for opportunities or challenges that haven't yet appeared in your external reality, but are approaching in your life's unfolding. Trust the wisdom that flows through your fingers when you write with sincere intention. Even if you don't understand all the implications of what you've written, trust that your higher self has encoded exactly what you need into your words. Allow yourself to be surprised by the insights, synchronicities, and opportunities that begin to appear as your written intentions work their magic in the quantum field. As you prepare for sleep tonight, know that your higher self will continue to work with the intention you've set and the words you've written. In dreams, in subtle shifts of awareness, in unexpected moments of knowing, your higher self will continue to guide your transformation through channels that bypass resistance and deliver exactly what you need for your continued awakening. Every word carries a vibration. Every sentence resonates at a specific frequency, and every written intention broadcasts a signal into the quantum field that surrounds and interpenetrates all existence. Tonight, through the simple act of writing your comment, you have become a conscious broadcaster, transmitting a frequency of transformation that will attract to you experiences, opportunities, and relationships that match the vibrational signature of your written words. This is not metaphorical language, but literal truth. Modern quantum physics has demonstrated that everything in existence, from the smallest subatomic particles to the largest galactic structures, is fundamentally made of energy vibrating at different frequencies. Your thoughts are energy. Your emotions are energy. Your words, especially when written with clear intention, create standing wave patterns in the field that can persist and influence reality long after the physical act of writing is complete. When you wrote your comment tonight, you weren't just arranging letters on a screen or marks on paper. You were creating what scientists call coherent frequency patterns, organized waves of energy that carry information and intention throughout the fabric of space-time itself. These patterns become attractors in the quantum field, drawing to you experiences that resonate with the same frequency. The frequency of your written intention is determined not just by the words themselves, but by the emotional charge behind them, the clarity of your purpose, the depth of your commitment, and the love with which you hold your vision of transformation. Words written with genuine heartfelt desire create much more powerful vibrational signatures than words written from mere mental intention or social obligation. This is why different people can write almost identical words, but create entirely different outcomes in their lives. The vibrational frequency embedded in the writing makes all the difference. Your higher self, working through your conscious intention, has encoded your comment tonight with exactly the frequencies most likely to attract the changes you're ready to experience. These frequencies work according to the principle of resonance, like attracts like at the energetic level. When you broadcast the frequency of love, you attract loving experiences. When you broadcast the frequency of abundance, you attract abundant opportunities. When you broadcast the frequency of healing, you attract healing energies and circumstances that support your wellness. But there's something particularly powerful about written frequencies compared to spoken or merely thought frequencies. Written words create what physicists call persistent waveforms, energy patterns that continue to exist and broadcast their signature even when you're not actively thinking about them. Your comment becomes like a radio transmitter that continues broadcasting your intention 24 hours a day. The digital realm, far from being separate from the energetic realm, operates according to the same fundamental principles. Every keystroke creates electromagnetic patterns. Every character on your screen exists as organized light frequencies. The global network of digital communication has actually created an unprecedented amplification system for human intention, allowing individual frequency patterns to influence the collective field more powerfully than ever before. When thousands of people write comments with similar intentions for transformation, they create what researchers call coherent field effects, synchronized waves of energy that can influence reality at much larger scales than individual intentions alone. Your comment joins this collective broadcast, adding your unique frequency signature to a global transmission of awakening consciousness. The frequencies you create through written intention also influence your own biology in measurable ways. Your cells respond to these vibrational patterns by adjusting their own oscillation rates. Your DNA begins to express genes that match the frequencies you're broadcasting. Your nervous system entrains to the rhythms embedded in your written intentions. This biological entrainment happens most powerfully during sleep, when your conscious mind's interference is minimal and your cellular systems can respond more directly to the frequency patterns you've established. As you sleep tonight, every cell in your body will gradually align itself with the vibrational signature of the transformation you've declared through your written word. The frequency of your written intention also reaches beyond your individual biology to influence your external environment. People, opportunities, and circumstances that resonate with your frequency become more likely to appear in your experience. This isn't magic in the supernatural sense. It's the natural operation of resonance principles that govern all energy interactions in the universe. Sometimes this attraction happens through what appears to be coincidence. You might encounter exactly the right person at exactly the right time, or stumble upon information that directly relates to your transformation. Other times, the attraction is more subtle, a gradual shift in the quality of your daily experiences, a growing sense that life is flowing more smoothly in directions that support your highest good. The key to maximizing the power of your written frequency is to maintain energetic coherence with your intention. This means aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the vibration you've broadcast through your comment. When you live in harmony with your written intention, you amplify its frequency and accelerate its manifestation. Trust that your written words have created ripples in the quantum field that will continue to attract transformational experiences into your life. The frequency you've established tonight through conscious writing will work on your behalf while you sleep, while you work, while you go about your daily activities. You have set in motion vibrational forces that will support your awakening in ways both seen and unseen. As we move deeper into this sacred night of transformation, I invite you to embrace what may be the most challenging yet liberating aspect of genuine change. Learning to trust processes that operate beyond your understanding, surrendering to mysteries that your rational mind cannot solve, and finding peace in the knowing that some of life's most profound transformations happen through channels too subtle and complex for ordinary awareness to track. Your analytical mind wants to understand exactly how transformation occurs, when it will manifest, and what it will look like when it arrives. This is natural and understandable. Your intellect has served you well in navigating many aspects of life. But when it comes to the deeper processes of healing and awakening, your rational mind becomes like someone trying to understand music by analyzing sound waves rather than simply letting the melody touch their soul. The transformation you've initiated tonight through written intention and conscious sleep works according to principles that transcend the linear, cause and effect logic that governs most of your daily experience. It operates through quantum entanglement, morphic resonance, cellular intelligence, and consciousness fields that exist beyond the reach of ordinary measurement and analysis. This doesn't make the process any less real or reliable. It simply makes it mysterious in the most beautiful sense of the word. Mystery isn't the absence of truth. It's the presence of truth too vast and interconnected for any single perspective to fully comprehend. The transformation happening within you right now is a mystery in this profound sense. Trust means relaxing your need to control or understand every aspect of how change occurs, and instead aligning yourself with the deeper intelligence that has been orchestrating evolution, healing, and awakening since the beginning of time. This intelligence knows how to transform caterpillars into butterflies, how to heal wounds, how to grow forests from tiny seeds. It certainly knows how to transform your life in response to sincere intention. The mystery of transformation often unfolds through what appear to be coincidences, synchronicities, and serendipitous encounters. Your rational mind might dismiss these as random events, but your deeper wisdom recognizes them as evidence that invisible forces are working on your behalf, arranging circumstances and opportunities in ways that serve your highest good. Sometimes the mystery works through dreams that provide guidance you couldn't access through conscious thought. Sometimes it works through sudden insights that seem to come from nowhere but prove remarkably accurate and helpful. Sometimes it works through changes in your energy, your health, or your emotional state that happen gradually and naturally without any conscious effort on your part. The mystery also works through other people who seem to appear in your life at exactly the right moment, with exactly the right knowledge, support, or opportunity. These aren't coincidences, but evidence of the interconnected web of consciousness that links all beings and can coordinate experiences across space and time in ways that serve everyone's highest evolution. Trusting the process means recognizing that your transformation is not separate from the larger evolution of consciousness that's occurring throughout our world. Your individual healing contributes to collective healing. Your personal awakening supports the awakening of humanity itself. The forces supporting your transformation are the same forces that have been guiding the evolution of life on Earth for billions of years. This trust isn't passive or resigned. It's actively receptive. It means staying alert to guidance while remaining unattached to how that guidance might manifest. It means taking inspired action while surrendering the outcomes. It means participating fully in your own transformation while recognizing that the deepest changes happen through grace rather than personal effort alone. The mystery often works most powerfully when you're not consciously trying to make things happen. This is why sleep transformation can be so effective. While your conscious mind rests, deeper intelligences can work more freely, more creatively, more powerfully than when you're actively managing the process. Trust also means being patient with timing that may not match your personal preferences. The intelligence orchestrating your transformation sees your entire life from a much broader perspective than your day-to-day awareness. It knows when you're truly ready for certain changes, when external circumstances are optimally aligned, when your transformation can occur in ways that serve not just your personal good, but the good of all. Sometimes what appears to be delay or obstruction is actually protection. The process ensuring that you receive your desires in the most beneficial way possible. Sometimes apparent detours lead to discoveries and opportunities that are far better than what you originally imagined. Trust that whatever unfolds is exactly what serves your highest evolution. The mystery may also work through apparent challenges or difficulties that turn out to be exactly what you needed for your continued growth. What looks like problems from one perspective may be solutions from another. What feels like setbacks may be setups for breakthroughs you never could have imagined. As you prepare to surrender to sleep tonight, practice releasing your need to figure out how transformation will occur. Let go of timelines, expectations, and preconceived notions about what change should look like. Instead, simply trust that the same intelligence that beats your heart and grows your fingernails is fully capable of transforming your entire life when you create the proper conditions and step out of the way. As the first gentle rays of dawn begin to illuminate the horizon of your consciousness, as you slowly transition from the deep, transformative work of sleep back to the world of form and action, you may begin to notice something remarkable. The landscape of your inner world has shifted during the night. New pathways of possibility have opened. Fresh perspectives have emerged. The very quality of your awareness feels somehow different, more expansive, more aligned with your authentic essence. This is the magic of conscious sleep transformation. Changes that happen so naturally, so organically, that you may barely notice them at first. Like a flower that grows imperceptibly through the night but reveals its new bloom in the morning light, your consciousness has been quietly reorganizing itself around the intention you set, creating new neural pathways, new emotional patterns, new ways of perceiving and responding to life. The morning after conscious transformation work often brings what I call quiet revelations, subtle but profound shifts in understanding that feel both surprising and inevitable. You may find yourself thinking about old challenges in completely new ways. Problems that seemed insurmountable yesterday may now have obvious solutions. Relationships that felt stuck may suddenly seem workable. Dreams that felt impossible may now feel simply challenging but achievable. These aren't necessarily dramatic lightning bolt moments of realization. More often, they're gentle shifts in perspective that feel like remembering something you'd temporarily forgotten. The morning light doesn't create these new pathways. It simply reveals what was already developing in the darkness, what your deeper intelligence was quietly constructing while your conscious mind slept. Your body, too, may feel different in subtle but noticeable ways. The cellular reprogramming that began with your written intention and deepened during your sleep may manifest as increased energy, better digestion, more restful breathing, or simply a sense of greater ease in your physical form. Your nervous system, having spent the night integrating new patterns, may feel more calm, more resilient, more naturally optimistic. Pay attention to these subtle changes. They are evidence that deep transformation is occurring, even if it doesn't match your preconceptions about what change should look like. Transformation is often more like the changing of seasons than the flipping of switches. Gradual, natural, inevitable once the process has truly begun. The new pathways revealed by morning light aren't just internal. As your consciousness shifts, your external reality begins to shift as well. You may notice opportunities you hadn't seen before, conversations that take unexpectedly positive directions, or synchronicities that seem to support your transformation. These aren't coincidences, but natural results of your changed vibration, attracting experiences that match your new frequency. Some mornings, the changes will be immediately obvious. Insights that feel revolutionary, energy that feels dramatically different, circumstances that shift in remarkable ways. Other mornings, the changes will be so subtle that you might wonder if anything happened at all. Both experiences are perfect. Transformation happens according to its own wisdom, sometimes through quantum leaps, and sometimes through gentle evolution. The key is to approach each morning with what Buddhism calls beginner's mind, the openness to discover something new about yourself and your life, even if the changes are subtle. This receptive awareness helps you notice the new pathways as they become available, and gives you permission to explore them with curiosity rather than skepticism. You may also find that your dreams from the night carry important messages, symbols, or guidance related to your transformation. Even if you don't remember specific dream content, pay attention to the quality of feeling you wake up with. Dreams often communicate through emotion and atmosphere rather than literal narrative, leaving you with impressions that guide your day even when you can't recall the details. The morning light also reveals that transformation is an ongoing process, rather than a one-time event. Each night of conscious sleep work builds on the previous night's progress. Each morning brings new possibilities that weren't available before. The pathway you're walking isn't leading to a final destination, but to continuous evolution, endless growth, perpetual awakening. This understanding can be profoundly liberating. It means you don't have to achieve some perfect state of transformation to be successful. Every small shift in awareness, every gentle opening of the heart, every moment of increased clarity or peace represents real progress on your journey of awakening. The new pathways revealed each morning aren't just for your benefit. As you embody your expanding consciousness, as you live from these new perspectives and possibilities, you become a beacon of transformation for others. Your changed presence gives others permission to explore their own new pathways. Your willingness to evolve supports the evolution of everyone around you. Trust what the morning light reveals, even when the changes seem small or subtle. Every new pathway, no matter how narrow it may initially appear, has the potential to lead to vistas of possibility you've never imagined. The transformation that began with your written intention last night is just the beginning of an adventure in consciousness that can unfold for the rest of your life. The true measure of transformation isn't found in moments of peak experience or dramatic realization, but in the quiet consistency with which you embody new patterns of thought, feeling, and action in your everyday life. As you integrate the changes initiated through your written intention and night of conscious transformation, you enter the most crucial phase of the entire process, learning to live as the person you've declared yourself ready to become. Living the new program means recognizing that you are no longer the same person who first encountered this message, who wrote that comment, who went to sleep with an intention for change. Something fundamental has shifted in your consciousness, and now your daily choices, responses, and behaviors have the opportunity to reflect this shift. This isn't always easy. Old patterns have momentum, and your environment may still expect you to show up as your previous self. But herein lies both the challenge and the opportunity of authentic transformation. Every moment presents you with a choice. Will you respond from the old programming or the new? Will you interpret events through the lens of your former limitations or your emerging possibilities? Will you make decisions based on who you've been or who you're becoming? These choices matter profoundly, because they determine whether your transformation deepens and stabilizes or gradually fades back into the comfortable familiarity of old patterns. Your subconscious mind is constantly evaluating whether the new programs you've installed are actually being used. If you consistently choose new responses, the new patterns become stronger and more automatic. If you consistently revert to old responses, the subconscious assumes the new programs were temporary experiments and begins to reinstall the original settings. Living the new program requires what I call conscious choice points, moments throughout your day when you pause and ask yourself, how would the transformed version of me respond to this situation? This isn't about perfection or never falling back into old patterns. It's about gradually increasing the percentage of time you operate from your new consciousness rather than your old conditioning. Sometimes living the new program means saying no to opportunities, relationships, or activities that once seemed appealing, but no longer align with who you're becoming. This can feel challenging, especially when others don't understand your changes or try to pull you back into familiar patterns. But each aligned choice strengthens your new identity and creates space for experiences that truly serve your highest evolution. Other times, living the new program means saying yes to possibilities that your old self might have avoided out of fear, self-doubt, or limiting beliefs. These yeses might feel scary at first. Your nervous system may not yet be fully calibrated to support your expanded identity. But each courageous choice builds evidence for your subconscious mind that the new programs are not just wishful thinking, but practical instructions for operating in reality. Your body language, your energy, your presence will begin to shift as you embody the new program more consistently. Others may comment that something is different about you, even if they can't put their finger on exactly what has changed. You're literally broadcasting a different frequency, and sensitive people will pick up on this shift before your external circumstances have fully caught up with your internal transformation. The new program also influences how you interpret events in your life. Situations that once triggered automatic reactions of stress, fear, or negativity may now be met with curiosity, trust, or even excitement about the possibilities they contain. This doesn't mean becoming naive or passive. It means responding from wisdom and possibility rather than from trauma and limitation. Pay attention to the language you use, both in speaking to others and in your internal self-talk. Language is programming, and the words you choose continuously reinforce either old patterns or new possibilities. Catch yourself when you slip into the vocabulary of limitation and gently redirect toward language that supports your transformation. Your relationships will also begin to shift as you live more consistently from your new program. Some relationships may deepen as others recognize and appreciate the positive changes in you. Others may become strained if people are invested in keeping you in familiar patterns. This is natural and not necessarily permanent. Sometimes relationships need time to adjust to your growth. Remember that living the new program is a practice, not a performance. There will be days when you operate almost entirely from your expanded consciousness, and other days when you slip back into old patterns more frequently. Both experiences provide valuable information. The high-functioning days show you what's possible when you're fully aligned. The challenging days reveal which old patterns still need attention and healing. The key is to approach this integration process with patience, self-compassion, and persistent commitment to your growth. Each day offers countless opportunities to strengthen your new programming through conscious choice. Each aligned decision, no matter how small, contributes to the stabilization of your transformed identity. Over time, what once required conscious effort will become automatic. The new program will become your new normal. Responses that once felt foreign or forced will become natural expressions of who you are. This is when you know that transformation has moved from intention to identity, from possibility to reality. As we reach the culmination of this sacred journey through written intention and conscious transformation, I want you to understand that you haven't reached an ending, but a beginning. The recognition that transformation is not a destination to arrive at, but a way of being. An endless spiral of awakening that invites you deeper into the mystery of who you truly are with each passing day. The process you've engaged in tonight, setting clear intention, writing your commitment, surrendering to the wisdom of sleep, and awakening to new possibilities, is not a technique to be used once, but a sacred technology for conscious evolution that becomes more powerful and precise with practice. Each cycle of intention, surrender, and renewal builds upon the previous cycles, creating momentum for transformation that can reshape every aspect of your existence. This eternal cycle of renewal reflects the fundamental rhythm of existence itself. Nature demonstrates this principle everywhere you look. The daily cycle of dawn and dusk, the monthly cycle of the moon's phases, the annual cycle of seasons, the cosmic cycle of stellar birth and death. You are part of this grand dance of renewal, and your consciousness has the remarkable ability to participate consciously in these cycles rather than simply being carried along by them unconsciously. Every night offers you another opportunity to plant new seeds of intention in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Every morning presents you with fresh evidence of your growing capacity for transformation. Every moment throughout your day gives you chances to choose responses that align with your highest potential rather than your historical conditioning. But the beauty of this eternal cycle is that it's forgiving of human imperfection. If you forget to set an intention one night, if you slip back into old patterns during the day, if you lose faith in the process for a while, the cycle continues to turn, and new opportunities for renewal arise with reliable consistency. You can't fail at this process. You can only learn from it and allow each learning to inform your next cycle of growth. As you deepen your practice of conscious transformation through written intention and sleep work, you may begin to notice that your relationship with change itself evolves. What once felt threatening or overwhelming, the unknown, the unfamiliar, the possibility of becoming someone new, gradually becomes exciting, energizing, a source of anticipation rather than anxiety. You may also discover that your transformation has ripple effects that extend far beyond your individual life. As you change, you give others permission to change. As you heal, you contribute to collective healing. As you awaken, you add your light to the growing illumination of human consciousness. Your personal renewal becomes part of the eternal renewal of our entire species. The written intentions you set become more than personal goals. They become prayers for the healing of the world, contributions to the morphic field of awakening consciousness that surrounds our planet. Every person who commits to their own transformation strengthens the field for everyone else, making it easier for others to access their own possibilities for growth and healing. This understanding can infuse your practice with a sense of sacred purpose that transcends personal ambition or self-improvement. You're not just changing your life, you're participating in the conscious evolution of humanity itself. Every night of intentional transformation work, every morning of renewed commitment to living your highest potential, every moment of choosing love over fear becomes an act of service to the greater awakening. The eternal cycle also teaches you to hold your transformations lightly, to celebrate growth while remaining open to continued change. Who you become through this process isn't a fixed identity to defend, but a temporary expression of your infinite potential. The person you're becoming today may be quite different from the person you become a year from now, and both are perfect expressions of your soul's journey through form. This perspective brings tremendous freedom, the freedom to experiment with different expressions of yourself, to explore various potentials, to grow and change and evolve without apology or explanation. You become like a master artist working with the medium of consciousness itself, continuously creating new expressions of beauty, truth, and possibility. The cycle of renewal also connects you with the wisdom traditions that have understood these principles for thousands of years. You join the countless seekers, mystics, and ordinary people who have used written intention, conscious sleep, and daily practice to transform their lives and serve the greater good. Their successes become part of your support system. Their wisdom becomes available to guide your journey. As you continue walking this spiral path of conscious evolution, trust that each cycle carries you higher while bringing you home to your truest self. The intention you set tonight, the transformation you've initiated, the person you're becoming, all of these are perfect expressions of an eternal process that has no end, only endless deepening, endless opening, endless opportunities to discover what becomes possible when a human being commits fully to their own awakening. The cycle turns, the journey continues, and you, dear soul, are both the traveler and the destination, the seeker and the sought, the dreamer and the dream coming true. Rest now in this knowing. Let sleep seal this understanding in your cells, and wake tomorrow ready for another turn in the eternal spiral of conscious transformation.